FEDSMOKER was the man. Love him or hate him, you have to respect him. Early YouTuber, early auditor, you have to respect it. Back in 2010, YouTube was mocked. If you told people you did YouTube, they'd look at you like, oh, you're that kind of loser? I honestly felt that way from everybody else, putting their own thoughts on me. But FEDSMOKER, anti-corruption, anti-government corruption, anti-cop corruption, he just did what was legal. You're allowed to film people in public. You're allowed to film government officials in government buildings. But when you pull out that camera and start filming them, they get an extremely bad attitude. And it's even worse nowadays, when it's a totally protected right. It's absolutely ridiculous. But FEDSMOKER, I was listening to your mom's house. Tom Segura was talking about his position, the CI double agent for the Montana State Police. Okay? He said Central Intelligence double agent, and something just didn't sit right in my brain with that. Because I knew it wasn't a real position, but as I was thinking about it, I realized what FEDSMOKER claims he was is a totally real position. It's not a fake position. And how do I know? Because this is what just blew my mind. I am a CI double agent as well. But it's not a paid position, so you don't retire from that. You could say ex-CI double agent. CI is a confidential informant. When someone is caught by the police take what the person has and don't charge them, and instead enlist them as a confidential informant to try and get more knowledge to bust more people. Okay? So FEDSMOKER was a CI for the Montana police, and he became a double agent. And as we all know, a double agent is when you're an agent for one agency, but in reality, you're covertly working for a different agency. So all that means is that if you're a CI double agent, when that cop's trying to get information from you, you're actually giving them bogus information because you don't want a rat and you don't want to help the police. Instead, you give them bogus information. That would make you a CI double agent because you're not helping them. They think you're being a confidential informant and you're fooling them, but you're actually just leading them on wild goose chases. And that is exactly what happened to me when I was 17 and I was busted going to my own school field with a ½ ounce of marijuana, which was Trainwreck, which I bought to self-medicate for my migraines. It was a huge blow to lose that huge amount, which was like a 3-month worth of a purchase that I saved up for, went to buy the Trainwreck. We smoked some of it. It was a bad decision. We started playing in the dust. The cops rolled up, and the female officer threatened me with 2 felonies, saying that I'd be put in prison for years. They took the weed. There was no charges. They even found my friend's car because he ratted on himself, and they searched the whole car, took a BB gun of his because he couldn't, there's, I guess in California, BB guns are illegal, and smashed his bong on the ground just to make an example. Okay? She thought I was being a confidential informant because she started bugging me a couple times to rat, and I'm not gonna rat. I'd rather sit in prison than rat. Okay? There's no reason to rat. Anyway, so as she's asking me for info, I just give bogus story that will lead her on a wild goose chase. I don't need to get into specifics, but I truly think she thought I was gonna rat. And eventually I think she got that I'm not going to and left me alone. Especially when I read that if the police take your half ounce of marijuana, don't throw it on the ground or anything. Empty the bag and smash it with their boot into the mud. No, they just took the whole half ounce and then nothing ever came of it. Except for her meeting up and trying to get information from me like a freaking extortionist. So, when I read that you can't get charged if they already took everything and you didn't get charged, they can't just show up to your house and then charge you for 3 weeks ago when they stole your half ounce of weed. I think it was only a quarter, actually, not a half ounce. Just 7 grams of train wreck. Okay, I was 17. I jumped a fence because it was under construction. It was my school I went to. They said I'd get a felony for being in the school property and a felony for 7 grams of marijuana. And they tried to get me to rat, but I became a CI double agent and instead tried to lead them on the most crazy goose chases I could. And there you go. Me and FEDSMOKER have something in common. How amazing is the world? It's just beautiful. Alright, FEDSMOKER doesn't always say the most perfect thing, but you have to respect him for always whipping out his camera and recording people that keep him on record. And they get pissed when you try to keep them on record, especially clerical government employees that have had their job for 6 years and barely do anything. When they feel like someone might possibly have the chance of making them lose their job, they get pissed off and try to kick you out. They call the police. The police will come, basically tell you you're in the right while harassing you, trying to find anything they can to take you away. I watch numerous auditors, and they are amazing content. So if you're looking for good FEDSMOKER content, there's numerous auditors you could watch. I will put a few of their YouTube names in the description. But FEDSMOKER is a legend forever, early YouTuber. Heck yeah. Not perfect, of course, but still, you gotta respect the hustle. Peace.